This week, everybody, for beer number 626, my golden beer review, we are having the Bourbon County brand special number 4. They don't give it a funky name. It's just the 2020 variant of the Bourbon County releases from Goose Island Beer Company. They're out of Chicago or out of Illinois. I'm pretty sure it's out of Chicago. Um, and yeah, so Bourbon County is their line of bourbon barrel aged beers. Then they do variants every year. This is the variant for 2020. And it is an oatmeal maple stout. It says on here what it is. It doesn't say it in the title, but it says it's an oatmeal stout aged in bourbon barrels with coffee and maple syrup. And it is from 2020. So it has had 5 years to develop. Now I am noticing it has a drink by date. And I'm not going to read what that drink by date is out loud. But it's making me question if I should have even been able to buy this. Because like I said, I got it like a year ago. But we're not going to pay attention to that. This is a collaboration with, it says, with friends. Made with bourbon barrel-aged maple syrup from Bissell Maple Farm and coffee from Intelligentsia. Wherever that is. Intelligentsia. It's Goose Island. Notes of mocha, roasted nuts, sweet maple, and a touch of blueberry. Listen, I've had other beers that are past their date. I'm sure it will be fine. Let's get it cracked open. Let's get it poured. The light is not going to do us anything today because this beer is not going to be see-through in the slightest. Yes, blueberry. I totally planned that, Eric. I am also intrigued. I've had quite a few of these Bourbon County beers. They go on sale every year on Black Friday. I've started buying them every year. I was turned on to them by Waggy. He brought one to Thanksgiving one year, and I was like, that was good. And then I saw it at the store the next day, and I was like, I'm getting that. And then I found this at like a liquor store, a 2020 variant. So either they're not that rare, or people didn't like this one. I'm not really sure why. From here, the beer is right here. Like I'm touching the top of it. It's just out of frame. I can smell it from here. I can smell the booziness. Bourbon barrel aged beers smell like they smell boozy. You can smell the alcohol in them. Anything like above, I think like 9 or 10% in my opinion, you can smell the booze. This is a 13% beer. It is in a big bottle. It is well, I don't actually know how many ounces it is. You know, oh, it's 1.9 fluid ounces. So it's just over a pint. Or is it just under 2 pints? Is it 1.9 pints? I think it's 1.1 pint and 0.9 ounces. I've got a snifter today. That's the preferred vessel for something thick and dark, boozy. We're gonna do a healthy pour. I'm not drinking this whole thing. I'm sharing this with Niltiak because I will be falling through my chair if I do. But there you have it. It's dark. It is black gold. It has a lot of tiny little bubbles in it, and boy, does it smell. I mean, I can smell it from here. It smells boozy. Holy crap. It smells boozy. I get the maple syrup. It smells like, like a boozy maple syrup, actually. That's the best way to put it. It reminds me of, like, I feel like I've had a cocktail that's like this smell. That's like a chocolatey, syrupy, but boozy drink. I can't think of the name of it right now. Oof. It smells very good. Let me get a photo of this one. Again, even though the light's not going to do us anything, here, you can take a look at it. There it is. It's dark. We can turn the light on for posterity's sake, but yeah, if anything, the light makes it worse. All right, let's get a photo. Alrighty. And now Untappd has quite a paragraph for this beer. So, Bourbon County Special Number 4 Stout is an oatmeal stout variant of our original Bourbon County Stout recipe, also aged in bourbon barrels, that uses crystal oats to add a nutty character and a smooth mouthfeel. After barrel aging, we added Intelligentsia coffee, both their cold coffee and single origin coffee beans from Ethiopia called Matad Buku to bring out a pleasant fruity coffee character. Lastly, bourbon barrel aged maple syrup from Bissell Maple Farm in Ohio is added, which provides complexity to the nutty oats and coffee to round out the flavors, ultimately reminiscent of your breakfast special at the local diner. This is Bourbon County Brand Special Number 4 from 2020 from Goose Island Beer Company. Cheers, everyone. Oh, it smells so good. I I get a lot of chocolate. Not too much coffee, a lot of chocolate. Um I don't know if chocolate was the intended flavor. Um it could just be that because it's sat for longer, some of just the dark flavor that comes from a stout is coming through. I definitely taste the coffee. And it does have it, it mentions a smooth mouthfeel. It also has a really nice aftertaste. It definitely lingers. Like 100% lingers. I've let this one warm up quite a bit. I took it out of the fridge like 10 minutes before I started streaming. I've let it sit. It's not terribly cold. It is still, it's probably 50 degrees, which is about where I think you'd want a beer like this to be. Yeah, I get the maple. I get a lot of chocolate, a deep, a little bit of smoky almost, but I think it's just the coffee. It's like the oh, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's kind of like the bitter coffee flavors. I feel like is very similar to chocolate. And it's saying a fruity coffee flavor, and it is. It is a bright coffee. It is bright coffee mixed with a very deep, dark beer. And the maple is just that added sweetness. It doesn't really, in my opinion, it does not taste like maple syrup, but I don't know if I've ever had like bourbon maple syrup before. Speaking of which, I have bourbon maple syrup that one of my friends got me for my birthday, but I haven't had it yet. Um, yeah, it really does just coat your mouth though. It's it lingers like crazy. Um, Also, this beer has, I didn't say it, it has 30,000 ratings with a rating of 4.4, which for that many, like 30,000 is a lot on Untappd, I feel like. 4.4 is pretty high. That is a high bar for a beer like this. And I'm not the only one that's drinking it 5 years after. There have been 5 check-ins today of this beer, and then a couple yesterday, a couple the day before. Like, it seems like people are drinking this still. A lot of Germans are drinking it. which must be a good thing, right? It must be a good thing. um, wow. You can absolutely taste the alcohol though. I'm not always a fan of really boozy beers. I think these special kind of stouts are the right kind for me. Sometimes like imperial, I've had an imperial IPA before, an imperial blonde. Like I feel like sometimes those the alcohol flavor doesn't match the flavor that you want the beer to be. Like I don't want it to be hoppy and 9%. I feel like that doesn't mix well in my mind. Now, that is 100% a preference. It's 100% my preference. But that kind of, I don't even know how to describe the flavor of the alcohol. It's really similar to when we have an NA beer. It's like you can obviously tell that there's something missing, but it's so hard to place what that thing is. Um, and it's the same thing here. It's like you can tell that there is something different, something stronger about it that really sticks out as like a strong beer, but it's hard to really pinpoint what that flavor is. Um, but I think that flavor works the best with these dark, thick beers. It kind of, I feel like it complements things, and it's more of like a natural pairing, in my opinion, that you've got this like kind of roasty oatmeal, coffee, chocolate mixed with like, yeah, the buzzy, not buzzy like a pilsner, but just like you can it feels different on your tongue. It's the best way I can describe it, that it feels different, it smells different. That all goes into what it tastes like. It all of the senses are involved there. Um and I feel like it works for these kinds of beers. And that's why I think I like them. I like bourbon barrel aged like stouts because I feel like that's the most genuine of a strong beer to me. It's what makes the most sense. It's what matches the style best and doesn't feel out of place. And it doesn't feel like they're trying to do something like wrong. Not that it's inherently wrong, anyways, but it doesn't feel like it shouldn't work, is I think what I'm trying to say. Is it doesn't seem like they took one beer and just made it boozy. It's like it's all one thing. It's this cohesive combination of everything. Now, I would be really interested to try this back to back with the original Bourbon County Stout from 2020. Because again, they make this every year, and then they make variants of it every year. And I would love to try that. I have a few beers from this brand of like multiple from the same year. Like recently, last year's, I got like the normal and the variant. I bought them at the same time. I don't think I would ever want to have them both at the same time because it's just not. It's an occasion, you know, to have a beer like this. It's an occasion. You don't just want to crack two of them. But I'd be really curious how much this differs having that maple syrup and the coffee in here, because I feel like the coffee adds a lot. The maple syrup I'm not getting a ton of, but I feel like it probably adds a lot of that bourbon flavor that was already there in the stout, but now it's even more so with that maple syrup. And you know, it doesn't hurt. Huh. Sometimes those really strong beers, they're not as easy to drink. They kind of sting more when you swallow them. You know, they leave a bite or a burn because of the alcohol. I don't think that's the case. There's enough kind of whole coffee flavor that makes it where this isn't aggressive. Um, yeah, I think that's the word I want to use. It's not aggressive. It's just it all makes sense. That's the best way I can put it. It all works together well. The percentage that goes along with this just seems to fit. Um, and listen, I love coffee. I love black coffee. I feel like this really does take a fantastic coffee flavor and add that little bit of sweetness, that sticky sweetness, that kind of coats your mouth, and adds that in with like just a smooth, roasty, bold stout. And that combo, it's great. It's fantastic. This is the kind of beer I do not have often because first of all, it's special. It's a special occasion. It's expensive. Uh and it's just you can't always have stuff like this. I feel like you would get drained really quickly because you are almost drinking like liqueur with what the percentage is at. And some bourbon barrel stouts are like over the 15% mark. Like they match like Cherry McGillicuddy's in terms of alcohol content. Um so I try and limit myself. But it's definitely a great thing to try. I'm really happy to have tried this on a special occasion. It is a special occasion and it is a special beer. It is probably the oldest beer that I have. I have a couple more I have one from 22, and then I have like two from 23 and two from 24, and I'm probably gonna buy two in this year, um, and just keep collecting some because they're nice to have at parties. They're nice to have for holidays. I took a similar beer to this one this weekend when I was hanging out with my friends as just like an occasion because it's fun. It's fun to share those things. I like having bottles like this at home to share with people and to just, enjoy that experience with them. I think that's part of the fun of collecting that kind of stuff. And I would not call myself a collector. I know a lot of people, if they've seen my house, would think that, but it's mostly just I like to have it for those occasions to have with other people. It is a social thing to me. I'm not just sipping this in my basement alone. I'm having this with friends, with family, for occasions. Um, this one I'm having with Niltiak right after this. And it's just a good time. It's a good beer. Let's figure out what we're gonna say for it. Um, what's up, Rachel? Hello. Long time no see. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's so great to see you again. Bourbon County brand special number 4. There it is. One of my friends has had it. Waggy's had this. Give it a 3.75. I think it's a little better than that, Waggy. What's up? I'm doing okay, just working. How about y'all? I'm doing okay, just streaming. No, I'm doing good, Rachel. I'm doing fantastic. It's so great to hear from you again. Um, all right. Let's take one more sip and let's write down something. Hmm. He says he probably had it fresh. Well, yeah, it did say he checked it in 2020, so it was fresh. All right, let's write down what I'm thinking here. Um, there we go. Perfect balance of light, um, fresh coffee, um, roasty, um, a roasty. Oaty. Is oaty a word? Oat-y? I'm making it a word. And some sweet and boozy syrup. This combo just makes sense for just makes sense. It's strong. Yeah, that's what I want to say. It's strong, but it works. It drinks well. But I almost said but not maliciously. I'm saying it drinks well and coats your tongue. I think instead I'm gonna say it drinks well and lingers. What else do I want to say? Another sip. I need another sip. I need to find the words for this one. It drinks well, and lingers, and you want more. Thick and chocolatey. Drinks well. I've read county without the O at. Oh, not gonna say it out loud, but I see what you mean. It's strong, but it works. Drinks well. Lingers. The sweet, chocolatey. Chocolate takes over. All right. I actually am running out of characters on this one, so I think I'm going to leave it here. Let me take one more sip. Thank you, Rachel. I've never seen that word before. Automod actually might have caught you, too. Alrighty. Everybody, here's what I have to say about the Bourbon County brand Special Number 4 Stout 2020. It's a long name. Bourbon County Special Number 4 Stout. There. What a delightful combo. A perfect balance of light, fresh coffee, a roasty, oaty stout, and some sweet and boozy syrup. This combo just makes sense. It's strong, but it works. It drinks well and lingers with the sweet chocolate maple notes. I ran out of characters. Otherwise, I would say more. I'm having this in a bottle. I'm having it at home. The flavor profile is coffee. It's smooth. It's maple. It's oatmeal. And I'm going to say it's boozy. And I'm going to say is thick an option. It is certainly a thick beer. And I'm going to give this one, I think I'm going to give this one a 4. A 4 out of 5. Because I've had quite a few of these. I've had quite a few of the Bourbon County ones specifically. And I don't know if it's the exact flavor that I truly love. I do enjoy it. And I'm not saying that the flavor is bad. I said that the flavor combo is amazing. But I think I would want a little less thick coffee flavor. The maple I don't notice too much. I think a little more like of the grain, the oats, kind of a little more smoke, maybe something to cut the syrupy a little bit, I might enjoy even more. 4 is still really good in my book. Um, it's still a very special beer. I wasn't expecting it to be the greatest thing I've ever had, and I don't want a 4 to seem like it's a bad thing. It's pretty rare that the average that I'm looking at on here is greater than a 4. So the fact that the average is 4.4 and me giving it a 4 does not mean that it is bad. Um, not at all. I feel like it absolutely lived up to the expectations that I had for it. It's not at all in any way uh, diminished. It's a very special beer. I'm very happy to have had it. Let us get it checked in. There we go. There you have it, everybody. That is beer number 626. Come on, focus. Autofocus. What if I don't have autofocus on? That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, I know, Eric. I know the people are rioting in the streets right now. I'm aware. I do have autofocus turned on. I don't know why it's having an issue. Do I have to do the hand trick? There we go. $6.26, everybody. My golden beer review. How special. It's very tasty. If you can find them, which I think they're pretty massively distributed at this point. These go on sale on Black Friday every year. You can find them after the fact. I like I said, I got this one at a store like last year. But they are released on Black Friday every year. Look around for them. They've started to be a little bigger. It used to just be something you could only get down in Illinois, and now I think it's a lot more further reaching. So they'll have the 2025 variant out right after Thanksgiving, and yeah, try them out. They're really special. Bourbon barrel aged beers are very unique, and they're a good time, especially for sharing. So thank you guys for joining me for this one. I do feel golden. I should have had like a golden ale, but I wanted something special. I feel like a golden ale's not as special. I do though. I do. So thank you all for joining me for this one. Tune in next week for another beer review. A little less exciting than this one, I'm sure. But it will still be a new beer in the books. So cheers, everybody.